Obscura Dramatica.
You're going to borrow Liberty?
Yes, I'm going to wear her a while. And until I get her, I'm not letting that girl out of my sight, or that cage. This one's not getting away.
Are you sure it's wise to take her?
Who's going to miss her?
People will ask questions.
What people?
Her family? She has family in town.
Where did you hear that?
Oh, in passing, a while ago. Said her mother's health was failing and she needed to be home every night to care for her because her brother couldn't be bothered.
She told you she lives with her dear old mother in her twilight years?
Yes.
She was lying to gain your sympathy. Inveterate liar, that one.
Liberty? No, I don't believe that.
Shall I show you where she lives?
What do you mean?
Liberty lives right here, my dear. Room 308 on the 3rd floor just below us.
She lives in the hotel.
Oh, look at your poor face. The great Laura finding herself duped by a child. Delicious.
I don't...
You think you're so smart that you know everything.
I never said that.
No one says they know everything. They just think they do. But I'm not so gullible as you and Chandler was. I suspected Liberty from the start.
Suspect her of what?
You still don't see. Our Miss Liberty is one of the shears of Atropos.
Obscura Dramatica presents Borrowed Lives by David Barefoot, starring Lauren Rogers as Elise. Episode 7, The Ritual.
Liberty is with Atropos.
I watched her. It all fits.
No, that doesn't. I would have known.
You didn't even know where she lives. What's her last name? Do you even know that?
I don't. But
you don't know. I don't know. Even Chandler didn't know. Just Liberty.
Well, then how did she get hired?
Hello?
Forgive me. I didn't hear you come in. Welcome to the New Eden Hotel.
Thank you.
Looking for a room?
No, sir. I'm looking for work. The sign in the window?
Ah, yes. I'm Adam Chandler, owner of the New Eden. And you are?
Interested in the position.
Well, yes, I gathered that, but...
What kind of job is it? I can do housekeeping. I can cook some. I clean well.
A front desk person is what I need. As you can see, I get wrapped up in things and sometimes don't notice when a guest walks in. Not ideal in the hotel business.
No, I suppose not. But I could run your front desk.
But what's your name, miss?
It's Liberty.
Liberty... what? What's your family name?
I'd rather not bring my family into this.
I see. Any experience working at a hotel, Liberty?
No, sir.
Do you have references, then?
No.
No one in Chicago can vouch for you?
My first time here. I grew up in Peoria.
So you have no experience, no references, no last name, and if I'm not mistaken, that carpetbag you're clutching holds all your worldly possessions. Why should I trust a runaway?
I'm not a runaway. I'm 20 years old, plenty old enough to make my own way.
You're running from something.
But I promise you, Mr. Chandler, no one's running after me. Give me a chance, please.
Many of our guests require a certain discretion Can you simply do your job and not ask questions?
Questions earned the back of my pa's hand growing up.
Well, I'm a bit more civilized than that.
That would be welcome. The point is, I won't ask questions of you if you afford me the same courtesy.
The job pays $20 a month, Liberty, and if you have no place to stay, I can put you up on the 3rd floor.
Adam knew that it's useful to have a know-nothing as a front person. They can't give anything away. But over the next 2 years, he got far too comfortable around his little pet. He got careless. Once he even called me Charles instead of Mrs. Stevens, with her standing right there.
And Liberty said something?
No, but I caught the look in her eyes. She noticed. Not Adam, though. He was as oblivious as ever. And not long after that, he got ground to paste in his mill.
That doesn't mean Liberty's with Atropos.
Unless she told them who Adam was and where he'd be.
What proofs do you have of that?
None. Just a feeling in my bones. But I tested that feeling yesterday, and I was right.
Tested it how?
You remember 2 midnights ago when Jesse came to get his new envelope?
Yes, of course.
Well, he walked out as Orrin Wilkes, but he left me Jesse Bowman. Now, what was I to do with the body? Mordaunt refused to take the silly thing.
But he's a mortician.
He claimed Bowman was known, the famous land developer of Bowmanville, that if he turned up dead, there'd be an inquiry. So I had Amos box Bowman up, and I fudged the registry to show that a Miss Jones, spinster, checked in after Liberty's shift. Then yesterday morning, I told Liberty Miss Jones had died and she needed to take the coffin up to Graceland Cemetery and get it disposed of. It was a test, you see, to see if she'd question me, to see what she'd do.
And did she ask questions?
No. She took the wagon and headed out.
That was risky, letting her go alone. She could have gone to the police.
Amos and I followed her to make sure she didn't. Amos had his pepper box with him in case she tried anything, but she went right to the cemetery and convinced a gravedigger to bury the box. No questions asked.
So she is loyal.
We almost thought so too, but then she tipped her hand. She met a man.
A man? Who?
Don't know. Never seen him before. Tall, lanky, wearing an overcoat. They talked and Liberty pulled him into the cemetery. And not 10 minutes later, they both came running out.
Running? Why?
At first, we had no idea. They split up at the gate. The man ran north through the celery fields, and Liberty jumped into the buckboard and headed south. And then we spied the reason.
What?
2 more men ran out of Graceland and followed the first, and one of them I knew, Marcus Carr. He's the head of the shears of Atropos here.
Well, why would Liberty and the man be running from them?
They weren't. The first man was Liberty's Atropos contact, and she told him and the others about Jesse. The men were all running straight to Bowmanville, trying to get ahead of Jesse and lie in wait. I suppose Liberty knew she'd been gone too long and was hurrying to get back to the hotel before I got suspicious.
Those 3 men. They must have been the ones we saw running up toward the house just as we were riding off. Jesse got me out just in time. That's why we were at the Palmer house last night. We can't stay at our home anymore.
Ah, how the mighty have fallen.
My head was spinning. I quickly drew my conversation with Charles Michael to a close, and promising to see him at midnight for the ritual, I went downstairs and out the front door onto Park Street. I hated to think that my meeting Liberty as Jacob Burrows got her into this mess, but in truth, I knew very little about her, especially if Liberty wasn't her real name. And if she was willing to hide bodies for the Broken Hourglass, what else might she be willing to do? I felt like the more I learned, the less I knew. Emerging back into the heat, I spied Alexandra across the street, tucked behind a maple tree and taking advantage of its shade. Her face looked worried, as if...
Where did you go last night?
Jess... Mr. Wilkes, how do you do? Jessie was standing right in front of me, those piercing blue eyes locked onto mine. He reached out and caught both of my arms at the elbow.
What did you do with the envelope?
I looked helplessly over his shoulder, but the shade of the maple tree was empty. Alexandra had vanished into the traffic on the street.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. But the envelope, she wasn't dead. She pushed me down and ran out, and I didn't know what to do, so I chased after her, and I lost her in the streets, and
So why didn't you come back? Or go back to the Palmer house?
Jessie, I got scared. This is all so new. The borrowing, different lives, shopping for envelopes, and you... I panicked. I couldn't accept what was happening to me. I just wandered for hours and slept in someone's stable, and I don't know what to do.
Why should I believe you? Why should I trust you? Why shouldn't I just kill you right here?
His hands gripped my arms even tighter. There was no way I could break free. I decided to use the one whole card I had. Because I'm an awakened, Jessie. Because I won't die. I'll just come back as someone else, and you won't know who I am. You won't see me coming. But I'll know you. And you will die. And stay dead. There was a flash of his eyes that might have actually been fear. He released my arms and stepped back.
I'm sorry, Elise. I'm not going to hurt you. I let my temper get the best of me. Mordaunt and I searched half the night for that girl and you. He filled my head with all sorts of conspiracies about how you were working for Atropos.
Atropos? The ones that keep killing me.
Exactly. I should have known how you would feel about them. So what are you doing here?
I came to talk to Charles Michael to see if the ritual was called off.
Obviously it would be.
But it isn't. Charles found another envelope. Liberty.
The front desk girl. Adam's little runaway? Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Charles has her locked up in a cage in room 406.
Why in God's name would he do that?
Because he thinks she's a spy. He thinks she's working for Atropos.
A spy? Oh my God. She must be. That's it!
No, she's worked there 2 years. If she was a spy, surely by now the shears would have come and...
No. Not a spy for Atropos. For her.
Her? Who? I don't understand.
About a month ago, Charles Michael was getting a new envelope. I wasn't invited to the ritual. Charles and I don't really care for each other. But then Chandler sent me a telegram saying that the ritual is being held at 9 in the morning instead, and he needed me as the fourth.
Is that different than normal?
Rituals are always at midnight, like tonight. But Honore told Chandler there was some hitch in her schedule, so he moved it up. But when I got to the hotel, Charles wasn't even there.
How can you borrow someone if you're not there?
You can't. The whole schedule change was a setup. Charles didn't get the new envelope. Honore took it for herself. And Adam was livid. And I distinctly remember his expressing his outrage right in front of Liberty.
Have a good day, Mr. Bowman. Thanks for stopping in.
Liberty?
Jessie, wait.
Adam, there's nothing to say. It's over.
Over for you, maybe. Do you know the earful I'm going to get from Charles Michael? He's been waiting for that envelope for...
She does as she likes, Adam.
As she likes. We have rules, protocols. She can't just swoop in and claim this so-called director's privilege. You and I both know there's no such thing.
There is now. She's the director, and without her, it's over.
But you said an awakened could replace
Can
her
we
as...
not discuss this in front of... in public?
Fine. My office. Liberty, we're not to be disturbed.
Yes, Mr. Chandler.
I said we can replace Honore if we find another awakened.
So let's find one.
Oh, as easy as that.
Surely in a city this size, statistically there must be...
You want me to start killing people one by one until we find one that doesn't die?
No, obviously. But What?
Lovely hotel, Libby. Don't be surprised if I come back for an extended stay.
Off to find your brother, then?
I don't have a brother, dear.
I'm not saying we do anything yet, but we keep our eyes and ears open.
Sure. But for now, don't stir up a tempest in Honore's teapot. It's likely to get you killed. I have to go. Good luck with Charles.
Jesse?
Adam?
Can I stay with you and Laura? Just for a day or two?
What? Right now?
Tonight. I have to check on my North Avenue mill this afternoon, but after that, until Charles has had a chance to lodge his complaint.
Fine. Coward.
I know. And, Liberty, if Mrs. Delilah Stevens comes in looking for me, tell her I'm on an extended business trip.
Yes, Mr. Chandler.
Don't you see? Liberty heard all that.
And she told Atropos?
No, forget Atropos. Liberty's not a spy for them. She was planted by Honore.
But Charles said that she...
Charles Michael cries Atropos because they're the boogeymen under the bed that everybody fears. And that's all the farther he looks. Charles is driven by appetite, not strategy. He doesn't see the whole tapestry like I do.
I'm afraid I don't either. Why would Honore need a spy in the hotel?
To watch for mutiny, threats to her power. Adam and I and Laura have long since thought Honore grows ever the tyrant. But there Adam went, ranting about replacing her right in the open in front of Liberty. Even said he was going to the mill that day, place where accidents happen all the time. Stupid.
You think Honore sent the man who killed Mr. Chandler?
It all fits. And if that girl did betray Adam, at least she'll get what's coming to her.
My blood ran cold. Charles Michael thought Liberty was working for Atropos. Jessie thought she was spying for Honore, but neither of them cared a single bit for her life. I was starting to see what a selfish, backbiting pit of vipers the Broken Hourglass Society was. But perhaps I could use their own qualities against them. Jessie, if you're right about Liberty, surely Honore won't let Charles Michael borrow her.
Oh, she'll be annoyed, but she'll have to allow it. Otherwise, she'd have to admit she had a spy. The girl's as good as dead.
No, you are.
What?
We have to get her out of there before she has a chance to talk.
Talk to who?
What do you think? One word from Liberty and you're dead too. Chandler was ranting about replacing Honore to you. You don't think Liberty will use that bit of information as a bargaining chip when her life's on the line?
Do you think Honore would listen to her?
Jessie, Chandler is dead. Now Laura's dead too. Who's to say who was behind it? Maybe Honore got a tip from her spy about Laura too.
God, you're right. She's cleaning house.
So we have to get Liberty out before the ritual, and we have
Wait, Laura's not dead.
What? I thought you said that when...
No, she's actually dead. Of course she is. But Charles Michael thinks you're Laura, and so will everybody else. But Honore thinks she had Laura killed yesterday, so she'll be on her back foot when you show up at the ritual like nothing happened.
Jessie, I can't. I can't go to the ritual.
On the contrary, my dear, you absolutely must.
But I don't know any of the...
I'll talk you through it. It's not that complicated, but you have to be there because of what you need to learn.
Learn?
Yes. Let's get off the street and I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
Jessie took my arm then and led me away. I looked over my shoulder for Alexandra, but she was gone. I was on my own once more.
This is
You're taking the word far.
Listen to me.
Elise is in grave danger. We should do something.
Quiet! Everyone! We must keep our heads. We owe Mr. Kingston that much.
I apologize, Marcus. To you and to the memory of Kingston.
That's all right, Mr. O'Shea. Your passion does you credit. But navigating these treacherous waters takes time and care and...
Time we don't have, that Elise might not have.
Miss Browning, you've been here less than a week, barely enough time to meet our chapter and understand our position, and now you demand an all-hands meeting and let fly an entire broadside at us? Kingston murdered? Prodigal a spy, a ritual planned, and now this new borrower ally.
Yes, because she's not a borrower. I told you, she's an awakened.
I'm afraid your youthful imagination has gotten the better of you, or your naivete. There hasn't been a single documented awakened in 100 years.
Kingston believed she was. He had already clipped her twice without knowing it, and she keeps coming back.
And you saw this happen?
No, it was before I arrived.
And where is this awakened now?
She was taken in the street by another man, another borrower. I think he's the one called Jesse.
He kidnapped her? In broad daylight?
No, he caught her by the arms at first, and then he let her go. But they spoke a bit, and then they went off together.
She went willingly? Oh, you're being played like a fiddle, girl. She was never on your side.
She saved me at the morgue. We escaped together.
From a peril she likely helped put you in. It's the oldest confidence game in the book.
And then you took her to the cemetery and gave up the location of our most secure safe house.
Not to mention precipitating this whole John Prodigal fiasco which got Kingston killed.
Yes, surely an awakened could have prevented him from dying.
She said she could have. She wanted to, but Kingston refused on principle.
He was the best of us.
So don't let him die in vain. Thanks to Elise, we now know where and when a ritual will be, the 4th floor of the New Eden Hotel at midnight.
And you want us to, what, observe it? Document it?
If we can! Think of the information!
It doesn't matter. It's besides the point. We have intelligence about a number of top-level borrowers gathering in one place. We should seal the doors and set fire to the whole hotel.
No, absolutely not! There could be civilians in there! This is exactly why London sent me. You Yanks are out of hand.
We stop borrowing wherever we find it. That is our mandate, Miss Browning.
Yes, to stop it, not to kill everyone in sight.
This is war, and we've already taken casualties.
Can't just go in, guns a-blazing.
I have a cult navy says otherwise.
How well has that worked, Mr. O'Shea? In 200 years, borrowing's only gotten worse.
Then we clip faster, more.
Cutting off one head of the Hydra causes 2 more to grow in its place. Clipping as many borrowers as you can is a short-term, short-sighted solution.
And it's the only one we have.
Not when we have an awakened. Marcus!
Patrick, Beverly, take a breath, everyone.
We need to ensure that Elise is safe, that she is...
You too, Miss Browning. Alexandra, you must understand how personal this struggle is for us. I've known Kingston since he was a lad. Mrs. Havens lost her husband to a borrower some years back.
And I'm gutted to hear it. No one should have to go through that. But we need to learn how the borrowers are doing it, the linchpin of this ritual. Elise can do that for us. She could discover the key that unlocks the borrowing, giving us the power to stop it once and for all. Think of all the things she could teach us. She is an awakened, Marcus.
Based on what? Her word?
Some things we take on faith.
You're deluded.
Beverly's right. Miss Browning's been compromised by the borrower.
I have not.
If this Elise is what you say she is, it would certainly change things. But we have
You're suggesting we ally with an awakened? Who likely isn't even an awakened at all?
This Elise is a borrower agent.
And Alex is playing right into her hands. Elise simply revealed the exact time and date of a ritual to someone she just met, someone she knew was a shear of Atropos. The whole thing reeks of a trap.
We should put it to a vote. Those in favour of trusting this supposed awakened say aye.
Nay.
Nay.
Marcus?
Miss Browning, you have done good work. You helped root out a traitor in our midst, and you revealed the New Eden Hotel as a Broken Hourglass stronghold. We are grateful for these things. But it is time that you return back to England. We will take things from here.
It was a few minutes before midnight when we returned to the hotel. Jessie and I had spent the afternoon and evening hours, first at dinner and then strolling through Lincoln Park. Jessie had suggested we attend the theater, but my current dress was hardly up to being seen in such a place, so we sat on the grass near the bandstand and listened to the Theodore Thomas Orchestra play a lovely concert. There were moments, sitting with a handsome young man and surrounded by stars and music on a warm fall night, that I nearly forgot about secret societies and borrowing and rituals and even my former life. But just as I would start to think that not everyone in the Broken Hourglass Society was a monster, I remembered the terror on poor Liberty's face, sitting chained in that cage, and the callous indifference Charles Michael and even Jessie held for her. I was her only hope, and I was going to get her out, with or without Alexandra to help me. We had approached the New Eden Hotel from the alley behind, and Jessie pointed out a back door, nearly lost in shadow in a deep alcove.
There. You remember what to do?
I think so.
Remember to watch Honore. Learn what she does. Memorize her movements, her words. If you can learn how to do it yourself, we won't need Honore or even the society. We can go and live forever, wherever we want.
Yes, I'll do my best.
After you knock, someone will open the door. It's usually Amos, but he'll be masked, so don't be alarmed. He'll lead you to the vestment chamber. Then you'll proceed to room 402 when you're dressed and ready. And the keeper of the turning glass will lead you into the sacred chamber when everyone is assembled.
I understand.
I'll wait for you at the end of the alley. Good luck, Elise.
He moved close then, and I think he would have kissed me, but I turned my face aside, and he laid a soft kiss on my cheek. I suddenly felt Orrin Wilkes, the real Orrin Wilkes, a poor boy whose life was cut so short, and I barely restrained a shudder. It was like being kissed by a corpse.
Go. It's almost midnight.
I moved to the darkened door. In the dim light, I could just make out a small symbol painted on it, an hourglass picked out in gold, with a spidery black crack marring both halves of the glass. Taking a deep breath, I knocked as Jessie had instructed me. 3 knocks, then 2, then 1.
Another breath awaits, another life begins. The sacred journey calls.
The man before me was shrouded in long, dark robes, with a deep cowl that covered his head, and though I recognized his voice as Amos, it was somewhat changed coming through the horrifying mask he wore. It was pieced together from stiff, thick leather, like the face of a grotesque puppet. Wide, dark eye holes stared out above a bulbous nose and an exaggerated mustache of wire-like hair, and its stitched mouth was stretched into a permanent, horrifying grin. Without a further word, Amos turned and climbed a set of steep stairs beside the door. These stairs were different than the ones I had climbed with Charles Michael, and they had no exit until we reached what I judged was the 3rd floor, where they ended at a single plain door.
You are the 3rd to arrive.
Is Honore here?
Not yet. Meet in the preparation room as soon as you are ready.
The room behind the door was little more than a closet, with a closed wardrobe and a ladder rising to a hatch in the ceiling. Opening the wardrobe, I found a half-dozen robes of the same dark maroon that Amos wore, and I donned one that fit well enough. On the inside of the door hung 4 leather masks, and like Amos's, were all grotesque and exaggerated mockeries of human expressions. I chose a smaller mask that seemed more like a woman's face, one whose mouth was twisted downward in sadness or grief. And with no other possible exits, I climbed the ladder and opened the hatch.
If you're enjoying Borrowed Lives, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. And if you would, please take a moment to rate, review, and most importantly, to tell someone else about the show. It helps our work get heard by others, which helps us engage more artists and to create more content. Episode 7, The Ritual, was written and directed by David Berford, produced by Roger Bazinet and Fozzie Simon, and marketing by Amanda Caraway. It starred the vocal talents of Lauren Rogers as Elise, Sarah Feely as Alexandra, Andy Bishop as Liberty, Amanda Caraway as Charles Michael, Ryan Bond as Jesse, Will Walker as Prodigal, Stan Peel as Marcus, Brenda McGinnis as Mrs. Havens, Roger Bazinet as Amos, and Riley Allen as O'Shea.
The hatch door opened onto a medium-sized room, devoid of furniture and with doors to the hall and to the adjoining room. 2 figures were present here. One, seemingly a woman, in a mask frozen in a silent scream, and another, standing near the hatch and reaching out to help me up. I took the offered hand, clearly a man's by the size and grip, and looked up into a hideous mask with leering eyes and a tongue of stitched red leather curling 4 inches out of its sardonic smile. But it was his voice that chilled me to the bone.
As the hourglass turned for you, so now it turns for another. Welcome to the passage.
It was the voice of my brother Henrik.
This has been a presentation of Obscura Dramatica.